Well, this is a great start. It's been a while, ladies and gentlemen, I have to admit. But I've just got here. It's now 1:55 p.m. and the train was meant to be here. I'm sure it's meant to be at 1:58. However, it's now coming 2:25 p.m. This is what I'm going to have to put up for the next half an hour. Just pure silence, which is nice. But, not quite sure how I feel about this. But, you know, looking forward to go to Thorpe Park. Thankfully, it's 7 o'clock tonight. And most parts of the summer now. I've just been so busy doing other things. And I thought it'd be nice to go back today. And here we are. Just stuck here for another half hour. So, as I'm waiting for my train to arrive for the next 20 minutes, which is unreal, I've been here 10 minutes now, I thought just to let you all know what this video is all about today, it's all about discussing about my thoughts about Thorpe Park Fright Nights lineup for this year, for 2025, and then also, as the time goes on, I'm going to be discussing about the future of Thorpe Park, what could be seen next, and what ride could go next, either replaced or what's going to go. What could we see at Thorpe Park next? What's the next few years going to be like at Thorpe Park, basically? So, time's flying by, and I feel like the time's whizzing by at the minute. And, either my plans have just immediately goes in front of my original plans and realise that's more important than this right now, you know? But this is important today, because I'm finally going to be out and about. But personally, my life is like, at the minute, I'm just thinking too much. I'm just got so much going on. I went to Birmingham last week and paid my respects to the home of heavy metal and respect to Ozzy Osbourne because he passed away last week. And I travelled all the way to Birmingham from Reading to pay my respects. And I left at 12, got there at 2 o'clock. Took 2 hours because of the train problems. And I spent from 2 o'clock till 9 o'clock and I didn't get home to about midnight at least. It was quite a day. But I won't forget it. It was some day. You can check out the video actually. I think the link's there somewhere so you can check it out. It was some day. One of my favourite trips I've done this year. And I can't express. It was so interesting. But yeah, today it is about Thorpe Park. We're finally going to get back on Hyperia. It's some holidays now. And I am not going to be so surprised by the fact the queues are going to be long today. And hopefully, the quicker I get there, hopefully the train arrives. I'm going to be so annoyed if it cancels. So I managed to get a bus behind me just there and it came from Chertsey and I need it really. Oh my gosh, I'm not walking away from Chertsey to here today. Too exhausted. But finally back at my home Thorpe Park. Just round the corner here. I kind of came this afternoon. If I came from 10 o'clock, I probably would be done by now because I normally spend about 4 to 5 hours. But this will be perfect. So here we are. Let's go into Thorpe Park. It's good to be back. Right, first flight of the day, Hyperia. Now it's on 2 trains. Earlier on this morning it was on reduced capacity. So yeah, came here to the right time now. So Hyperia it is. Can't wait to get back on this. It's been nearly 2 weeks. Why? Need to get back. I'm going to be back here more in September for sure. Oh, front row, let's go. go backwards on Hyperia. That's my day sorted. Oh, happy days to be back at Thorpe Park. It's good to be home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back at Thorpe Park. Done a couple of rides of Hyperia and then I'm then went to Whimper Rapids, which is rare at the moment because I personally don't know how long that's got left. So I thought, take the opportunity, 10-15 minutes, why not really, because it was there and the crowds are under control today. Ride capacity is not too bad. I think most rides are going up to 45 to an hour today of each ride. There's like reduced capacity for Nemesis, Inferno and Hyperia this morning. So when I arrived there was 2 trains going round. So that's pretty good going. So it's been a while, I have to admit that. So I'm here to talk about today for a reason, like I said, to talk about the Fright Nights lineup and then talk about my speculation about the future here, because you know the season seems to be flying by and we need to think what there is to come or what we'd like to see next here at Thorpe Park. So before we talk about the future, let's talk about the lineup for Fright Nights this year, because I was in Birmingham when they announced it and Thorpe Park kept in touch with me on the day I went up there. So I'd like to thank them once again for keeping in touch, because they knew I was up in Birmingham to support the home of heavy metal where invented, to pay my respects to Ozzy Osbourne. And you can see a picture on the screens now. I was up there just taking the moment in. I'd never been to Birmingham in my life apart from when I needed to do a platform change to Blackpool or Alton Towns really. So I thought it was a good idea to do that really. So what do I think about the lineup this year? Well, looking forward to the new scares zone which have been revealed and the new entertainment for the area around Stealth. There'll be interesting stuff to come, and the lineup is pretty much what we've seen last year. I'm kind of interested to see what they did for each mazes this year for scares and scare jumps, because the whole point going to theme parks, ladies and gentlemen, most people don't even realise you're coming here to have fun and be entertained and put yourself into what you call adrenaline rush, to be part of the memorable experiences, because being in the mazes is part of the fun and taking it all in, but it's part of the enjoyment, it's part of the fear factor to put yourself in the rooms of immersive, basically, they're trying to do. So each mazes I'm looking forward to see what performers have got to offer to scare people this year, either from corners, through costumes, or any Easter eggs that we never think about. Every scare jumps are unique for each mazes, and I can't wait to see what the team have got to offer for this Halloween. And yeah, so you might have seen I've been to Deadbeat area, trailers especially, and then the dates where Fright Nights are going to be. It's all going to be interesting indeed. I'm looking forward to see what Fright Nights has got to offer, and I think that's really about it really. It's Crows of a Walking Meadow, the classics are returning, which is great to see because it's iconic now for Thorpe Park personally, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what Thorpe Park's got in store for this year. I'm just taking it as it goes really, you know, but that's all I've got to say really. But mainly for Fright Nights as well, if you yet haven't done Hyperia, you can still do Hyperia because it's the UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster at this current time where I'm speaking from in 2025. But talk about the future onwards now. I kind of wondering what's next from next year onwards, because I just got this feeling that there will be changes, there will be massive changes I would think as well, because we need a future idea for a new flat ride possibly, and then hopefully maybe in the next few years, but hopefully no 12 years longer again, and maybe a possible coaster maybe, who knows. I would love to say a coaster of some kind, because where could we put the next coaster there? That's the question. We need to find a speculation where it could be. A lot of people are saying buying the Swarm right now, but at this current time I really don't know. But I mean, what I would think what could go and replace for a coaster or some ride, I would say there's a couple of rides I would love to see go. I think personally Storm Surge, and the reason that is, it's just, I don't know what it is. Storm Surge, first time today I've seen staff members empty their boats today, and whenever I go on Storm Surge, water's like halfway up, and it's not fair. I didn't come to Thorpe Park and then find out water's already halfway up when people are not prepared to sit properly. And the first time today I've seen boats being tilled, so either that's because feedbacks have been going in, which is quite a good sign, because I haven't been on Storm Surge yet this year, and that is because the waters never get emptied. They usually have a hoover, but because sometimes the hoovers don't work, they don't even bother to empty it, and it's not really good. But the first time today I've seen boats being tilled by 3 or 4 members of staff today, so thank goodness they can do that, because they need to do that, because I'm not prepared to go on Storm Surge and then find out water's halfway up when you queued for ages, because that is not necessary personally. But yeah, I like to see Storm Surge go first, just because I don't know why, I just don't feel it. And another ride I like to see go, I think it's due soon. I think it's got to be Whimper Rapids. I personally think Whimper Rapids could be the biggest choice of going, because the land they got around Whimper Rapids, and the way the ride takes you round to it, it's the whole side. That's how much space there is, and there's the lake in the middle, which you can see. That's how much they could put land into it, and then start from scratch again and get rid of the whole ride system and bring some kind of ride around there. Because honestly, that is a one big space for some kind of ride, but it has to be some good marketing for that area, for kind of what UK's first or world's first area for a coaster. Because if we do get coaster, it has to have a market research like first of its kind, because Merlin want to go forward with world's UK's first of its kind really. That's what I'd love to see. Like Alton Towers they did in the 90s, Oblivion, world's first vertical drop, Nemesis, the first inverted upside down, that turned you upside down. It is one of those things we need to see more. And like 13 at the time, 2010, when it opened at Alton Towers, 3-4 drop, things like that are unique. But personally, if we had a new coaster, it would need to be a unique element or a unique reason valid to have a market into it. Like Swarm was the first swing coaster in the UK, and then now we've got one at Chesterton just down the road, or Mandrill Mayhem, which is fantastic once again. So those wing coasters are brilliant for the UK. But I think Tidal Wave will stay much as it can do, because it's now 25 years, it's doing really good. But I think what we need to remember, it's all about each ride and attraction to have its own maintenance situations, if they can afford to keep the rides going, or electricity they have to pay as well, which makes the ride going. It's one of those things, but it's one of those results. All the capacity of each ride has its own moment. If it's less capacity than it should take, then that's when the question kicks in really. But like Whimper Rapids has been there for such a long time, but the theming's gone. I used to remember that used to be River Caves, Thunder Rivers, you know, but now it's just like a sit down chilled ride going through the areas, and I don't think about the ride. I'm just thinking about sitting down looking through the areas as we go along. I used to know how heavily the theme was, which is a shame, but I think Whimper Rapids would be my first choice to go. But in terms of ride, I'd love to have a ride around there, or for example, like imagine The Walking Dead had its time as well and they got rid of a ride. That and where Slammer is, that could be a big potential ride, but I can't see that happening. The only area I would say the park needs to focus on, and this is me saying this, like I'm generally honest, because I rarely go to this area as often now, it's where Rush is, Vortex and Zodiac. That needs something doing around there, just because I rarely spend time in that area. It's just a real shame. If there's anyone that I know wants to go on Rush or Vortex really, that's about it. But in purpose of talking about the future, these are my ideas. Doesn't mean these are going to happen. This is just my point of view. And personally, it's all about going with a flow. Whatever their park want to do, I will accept either way, because I always look forward to new marketing, new ideas that got installed. And you just got to remember, when we get new rides, it is exciting, but things do take time. So by coming here and support the park with new ideas, it does help with feedbacks as you're in the dome as well, and by your feedbacks by coming to the park, wherever you go, it's important. So yeah. So I hope that's useful to hear my thoughts about the future, my thoughts of Fright Nights this year. And yeah, we're going to carry on the day, but I am interested what the future's got to offer. So I'm very excited for Thorpe Park indeed. I think this season is just like any other day, take it as it go. Looking forward to seeing the merchandises every time, but I think now the merchandises, it's all about Fright Nights next, and that's what many people are looking forward to. But I would honestly say this now, if you've got spare time in September, off-peak time, make the most of it, because the season's just gonna go like that really. I can't describe this year. It really is a big different time for me. I'm looking forward to the future. Once I progress, which I'm gonna start doing much as I can do from September, then yeah, contents will come. Off-peak season will come in with videos. Close season, I want to do some different kind of contents to keep you entertained, to give you a recommendation where to go, your chance to do so, like London attractions or anything that you probably haven't thought about really. But without further ado, I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video now. I do want to go on a ride though, because it's been a while. I do like the flowers they've done for this area this time around stuff, because it just looks so colourful. It's just more inviting to see the chilled area, to make it more calm for guests. They want to sit down around the corner and just think about the good times really. But this is so colourful, so welcoming it is. I know it's a bit random of me to talk about flowers, but it's just so colourful, I like it. And also we need to remember as well about the future here, because behind Death Charge we should be expecting a new stage entertainment area eventually, because at the moment that area's not being used, and hopefully we can see more progressed over close season from it maybe. But I believe that it's been guaranteed approval, so is that still going to happen? I feel like it is, but that's where the new stage area will be, because it's been discussed a lot over the close season just been. But overall, that's what's going to happen, I think. But for now, I'm going to leave Thorpe Park. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know what you think about Fright Nights lineup for this year. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And let me know about your thoughts in the future, really. Be sure to subscribe to see more Thorpe Park content, and I'm looking forward to be here more in September, and I'll catch you all later on. Thanks so much for watching.